Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Listen carefully. You want to be rich. You want success. You want the big life, the freedom, the respect, the power, the legacy. But you're sitting, waiting, delaying, postponing your own greatness like it can be scheduled for next Monday. Let me tell you something brutal. The world doesn't wait. Life doesn't pause because you feel tired. Dreams don't knock forever. They come, they wait, and if you don't open the damn door, they leave. You can't keep living like you've got unlimited time. You don't. You think you have years, decades, but you don't. Every second you waste in laziness is a second someone else is using to outwork you, outgrow you, outshine you. And soon you'll wonder why they're soaring while you're still stuck at the start line with your excuses. I've seen the disease of procrastination destroy more potential than failure ever could. People who could have changed the game, made history, built empires, but they waited. They waited for motivation, for the perfect mood, for energy, for clarity, and all they got in return was regret, heavy, bitter regret. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. You need to wake up even when your body says no. You need to move even when your mind screams to stop. Because lazy doesn't build wealth. Lazy doesn't build impact. Lazy doesn't build anything except a life full of what ifs and if onlys. Let me tell you something from the core of my experience. I never had the luxury to be lazy. Not when I was broke. Not when I was hustling through rejection after rejection. Not even now. People see the lights, the fame, the success, but they don't see the grind behind the curtains. They don't see the nights without sleep, the years without guarantees, the constant war against comfort. If I sat back and said, I'll do it tomorrow, I'd still be dreaming in a Delhi hostel instead of standing on global stages. I didn't wait for inspiration, I became it. And that's what you have to do. You have to create the fire, not sit around hoping lightning will strike. You think your laziness is harmless. You think your procrastination is just a phase. No, it's a thief. It's stealing your time, your dreams, your potential. Every time you say later, you give up a piece of the life you could have had. Every time you choose scrolling over building, sleeping over grinding, comfort over challenge, you're choosing failure in slow motion. People worship comfort like it's success. But comfort is the enemy. Comfort is the cage that keeps lions acting like sheep. If you want to be free, you have to earn it. And freedom isn't given. It's taken through sweat, pain, sacrifice, and showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one claps for you. You want the riches. Then fight like hell. Kill the urge to delay. Rip the laziness out of your bones. Stand up even if you feel weak. Take the first step even if you're scared. Build momentum like your life depends on it. Because it does. Don't wait for motivation. That's a myth. That's an excuse. You don't rise by feeling like it. You rise by doing it. Tired, broken, unsure, but doing it anyway. Real power is built in the silence, in the grind, when no one's watching. And those who win, they don't wait for the right mood. They create it. Every empire starts with action. Every fortune begins with effort. But people are out here treating their dreams like hobbies. Watching others build while they sleep. Watching the clock while their time burns. Watching videos, quotes, speeches, but doing nothing. You don't need more inspiration. You need to move. You need to act like your future depends on what you do today, because it does. Every second is a choice. And your laziness is not neutral. It's costing you. While you chill, someone else is working. While you sleep in, someone else is leveling up. While you delay, someone else is dominating. And don't you dare say you don't have time. You have time. You just don't value it enough. You have time for gossip, for distractions, for comfort, for nonsense. But when it comes to your own dream, suddenly you're busy. No, that's not time. That's priority. And if your dream isn't your priority, don't expect it to become your reality. Wake up. This isn't a rehearsal. This is your life. And every day you delay is a day you'll never get back. I'll start tomorrow is a lie you tell yourself to feel better about being scared. But fear is not your enemy. Laziness is. And the only way to kill it is through action. Action doesn't need permission. It doesn't need a plan. It needs guts. It needs urgency. It needs a voice in your head that says, get up now. Do it now. Move, move, move. That's what changes everything. That's what separates the dreamers from the doors. Stop being soft with yourself. Stop negotiating with your comfort. You are not weak. You are not average. You are not born to just survive. You're built to dominate, to disrupt, to inspire. But you'll never become that person sitting around waiting to feel ready. Burn the laziness. Kill the delay. Choose obsession over distraction. Choose purpose over comfort. Choose greatness over mediocrity. Because if you don't, someone else will, and they'll live the life you only talked about. So get up. Right now. Not later. Not after this. Now, because while you're sitting still, your dreams are walking away. Fear. That 4-letter word that has stopped more dreams than failure ever has. People don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're scared to even begin. Scared to try, scared to lose. Scared to look stupid, scared to fall. But let me tell you something, if fear is your master, then regret will be your destiny. You want to build something great? Then risk is not optional, it's mandatory. It's the damn ticket to your future. No one builds an empire by playing it safe. No one becomes a king by sitting in the audience. You have to step into the arena, bruised, shaking, heart pounding, and still swing. But people, they wait for the perfect time, the perfect feeling, the perfect moment. Let me wake you up. Perfection is a lie. There is no perfect time. You either jump or you don't. You either trust the wings you haven't tested or die, wondering if you could have flown. The truth is, you will fall. You will lose. People will laugh, they'll call you crazy. But guess what? That's the price of evolution. That's the cost of becoming someone unforgettable. And if you're not ready to risk comfort, ego, reputation, then forget being rich, forget being free. Just forget being remembered. When I walked into this industry, I had nothing. No connections, no godfather, just a suitcase full of madness and belief. I risked it all, my time, my energy, my peace. I failed, I stumbled, I was rejected. But I kept jumping, again and again, and every time I hit the ground, I rose a little harder. People who never take risks live in a fantasy. They think staying safe is smart. But safety is a trap. It's a golden cage. You think you're avoiding pain, but really, you're avoiding life. And in the end, the pain you feel from never trying will be 10 times worse than the pain of falling. Fear is a liar. It tells you you're not ready, not good enough, not built for it. But let me tell you, you are. You were born ready. You were built for fire. You were designed for storms. And you'll never know your true strength until you throw yourself into chaos. Do you think the legends you admire got there by avoiding risk? No. They were just as scared as you, but they acted anyway. And that's the difference. Not talent, not luck, just courage in motion. You want to be rich, you want freedom, then stop hiding. Start risking. Risk being seen. Risk being wrong. Risk everything you've clung to in fear. That's how you grow. That's how you conquer. Fear will whisper every day, stay where it's safe. And every day, you have to look it in the eye and say, not today. You don't defeat fear by avoiding it. You kill it by walking straight into it with your heart on fire. The road to greatness is not paved, it's wild, broken, bloody. And the only ones who make it are the ones willing to risk losing everything for the chance to gain something real, something rare, something eternal. You are not here to tiptoe through life. You are not here to play small. You are not here to make excuses and shrink into comfort. You are here to explode, to burn, to rise so high that even fear becomes afraid of you. Take the damn risk. Say yes to the project. Speak the idea out loud. Launch the dream. Trust your gut. Chase what terrifies you. Because in that fear lies the version of you the world is waiting to meet. And if you fall, fall like a warrior. Fall with your fists clenched and your soul screaming. Because the fall doesn't matter. The bounce back does. The rise is what makes the story. And you were never meant to be ordinary. The greatest risk is not taking one. Because while you sit afraid, life is moving. Opportunities are slipping. Time is burning. And by the time you realize it, it's too damn late. So jump with doubt. Jump with fear. Jump with your heart pounding and your voice shaking. But jump anyway. Because your wings only spread in midair. And once you rise, fear won't matter. Only freedom will. And that's worth everything. Blaming is easy. Blaming feels good. It makes you the victim and everyone else the villain. But let me tell you something. As long as you keep pointing fingers, you'll never be powerful. You'll never be free. Because power only begins where excuses end. You blame your parents, the system, the economy, your boss, your past. But where are you in all this? Standing on the sidelines, shouting about life being unfair? That's not strength, that's self-pity in disguise. That's weakness playing dress up. I've seen people waste decades, entire lifetimes, screaming at the world instead of standing up and owning their mess. Life will not bow down to your blame. It will spit you out until you take control, until you say, enough. This is on me. I take the wheel now. You can't rewrite your childhood, but you can write your future. You can't control what broke you, but you can decide what rebuilds you. And it all starts the moment you stop blaming and start building. You think I didn't have reasons to blame the world. I had no godfather, no background, no guarantee. But I didn't sit there crying about what I didn't have. I built with what I did, brick by brick, tear by tear, day by bloody day. That's how a nobody became Shah Rukh Khan. People waste time blaming instead of learning, blaming instead of growing. You get cheated, you cry foul. But did you learn the lesson? Or did you just repeat the same cycle again and again, blaming everyone but the person in the mirror? Let me break the illusion. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not God, no one. You are your own rescue mission. The moment you understand that, you become dangerous. You become unshakable because now your fate is no longer in their hands, it's in yours. Responsibility is hard. It means owning your mistakes, facing your fears, admitting that sometimes you were the problem. It burns your ego to the ground. But in that fire, your real strength is forged. That's when you rise. That's when people can't ignore you anymore. You want to be rich? Then stop saying, they didn't give me a chance, and start creating your own damn chances. You want respect? Then earn it through results, not complaints. You want freedom? Then stop being a slave to your story. Rewrite the script. Become the author. Every second you spend blaming is a second you could have used building. Every complaint is time stolen from your comeback. And no one's going to hand you power. You either take it or you stay powerless. That's the brutal truth. Blame is seductive. It protects your ego. It says, you're not the problem, the world is. But let me tell you, the world doesn't care. The world respects results, not reasons, not stories. Just cold, hard execution. And the one who delivers wins. You're either a victim or a warrior. You can't be both. And if you want to rise in money, in purpose, in life, then throw the blame in the trash and light it on fire. Replace it with responsibility so ruthless it scares people. Own your flaws, own your journey, own your damn life. People will hurt you. The system might cheat you. Life may not play fair, but still, it's your move. Still, it's your responsibility. Because that's the difference between legends and losers. One screams at the rain. The other learns how to build in the storm. Take back your power, every ounce, every drop, and use it like a weapon, not against others, but against your limits. You're not weak, you're not broken, you're not helpless, you're just not done yet. You want to be unstoppable, then never waste a second blaming anyone. Face it, fight it, fix it, and win. Comfort is a silent killer. It's dressed in soft blankets, easy decisions, and a voice in your head that says, take it easy, yaw, you've done enough. But let me tell you something. Comfort is where dreams go to die. You want to grow? You want to be great? Then comfort cannot be your best friend. It has to be your enemy. Burn the damn couch. People say they want success, but the moment it gets uncomfortable, they quit. The moment it gets lonely, they fold. The moment it requires sacrifice, they run. That's not hunger. That's fantasy. That's a Netflix version of greatness, easy, edited, and fake. You weren't born to be average. You weren't designed to settle. But here you are, scrolling, sitting, avoiding, convincing yourself that tomorrow will be the day you begin. Tomorrow is a coward's drug. Real warriors start now. Real legends step into pain like it's fuel. Real kings rise in discomfort and make it their throne. You can't have growth without pressure. The diamond only forms under crushing force. The phoenix only rises after fire. And you want glory without the grind. You want rewards without risk. Then stay comfortable. But don't you dare complain when your life remains the same 5 years from now, because comfort demands a price, and it's your potential. Do you know what's more painful than failure? Regret. Regret is when you realize you could have done it, but you chose to sleep in. You could have become something, but you chose scrolling over studying, partying over building. That regret will rot you from the inside. You think I became Shah Rukh Khan by staying comfortable. No, I lived in discomfort. Rejection, self-doubt, endless nights, fear so loud it could drown cities. But I stayed in the fire. I kept burning. I didn't run from the pain. I let it shape me. And that's why I became unstoppable. If it's easy, it's not worth it. If it's painless, it's pointless. The grind, the struggle, the pain, that's where your character is built. That's where greatness is forged. Every time you say yes to discomfort, you step closer to your power. Every time you say no to the easy road, you become harder to break. Comfort says, stay here. Greatness says, get up. Comfort says, you've done enough. Greatness says, you haven't even started. And you have to choose every single day. No one is coming to drag you to your destiny. It's on you. And you either face the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. Discomfort is your ally. It's the gatekeeper of your next level. Every successful person you admire, they've walked through it. They've sacrificed sleep, ego, fun, and even love to get where they are. And if you're not willing to bleed a little, you don't deserve the crown. You want a bigger life, then you need to grow a bigger spine. You want respect. Earn it when no one's watching. You want to be rich? Start living like your time is money. You want freedom? Then first earn control over your mind, your habits, your environment. You cannot rise while holding on to comfort. It will seduce you, wrap around you like silk, and before you know it, you're stuck in a routine, in mediocrity, in someone else's idea of life. That's not living, that's slow suicide. Wake up, be uncomfortable, push harder, do the things that scare you. Say yes to challenges that force you to grow. Let the world doubt you, but never let comfort own you. Because the ones who choose pain now, choose power later. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather be exhausted from chasing greatness than well rested in a life I never wanted. You want to look rich? Flash the clothes, post the car, wear the watch. Great. Now tell me, when all that is stripped away, what's left? Is it just style or is there substance? Because I've seen too many people burn their future just to shine for a few minutes. That's not wealth. That's insecurity wearing a designer label. You think the world respects your outfit, your shoes. It doesn't. The world respects power. And power doesn't come from appearances. It comes from execution, from depth, from the kind of confidence that doesn't need to scream. The richest people I know aren't showing off. They're too busy building empires while others are showing receipts. You blow your money on the surface while starving the core. That's self-sabotage with a smile. It looks good on Instagram, but it's bleeding you dry in reality. You buy liabilities and call them status. You chase likes and call it influence. But deep down, you know you're not investing in your life, you're investing in your ego. That's a losing trade. People are drowning in debt to impress people who wouldn't even clap for them in real life. You're building a throne for other people's approval. But let me tell you something, rich isn't how you look. It's how long you can survive when everything collapses. We come from a place where struggle is in our blood, where dreams are not inherited, but fought for with sleepless nights and relentless drive. And if you forget that and try to shortcut your way to significance through shallow display, you're not rising, you're rotting with glitter on top. You don't need a new phone, you need a new mindset. You don't need a Gucci belt, you need guts. You don't need to fit into their idea of reach, you need to define your own. If your wallet is screaming every time you try to fake wealth, that's not richness. That's desperation dressed up in credit card bills. Invest in your vision, not your vanity. Stack assets, not shopping bags. Use your money to buy freedom, not followers. Because when the noise fades and the likes vanish, it's your skills, your ideas, your energy that will decide your legacy, not your shoes. You want to impress someone. Walk into a room and make them feel your presence without saying a word. Build a life so undeniable that your silence is louder than their claps. That doesn't come from buying, it comes from becoming. Becoming so good they can't ignore you. Becoming so strong they can't shake you. If you have $10,000 and you spend the 9,000 just to look like you have a 20,000, you're playing a clown's game. Stop playing poor man rich, start playing rich man silent. The true kings don't need to announce, they conquer. Every rupee you spend is a soldier. Are you sending your army to fight for your future or to dance for a crowd that doesn't care? Are you funding your growth or feeding your pride? Because one will build an empire, the other will leave you bankrupt in every way. You're too intelligent to be broke pretending to be rich. You're too powerful to be dependent on validation. And you're too damn unworthy to sell your future for applause. Don't let the temporary thrill of attention rob you of the long-term glory of independence. I didn't become Shah Rukh Khan by impressing people. I became Shah Rukh Khan by impacting people. And the only way to do that is to put in the work when no one's watching, to invest when everyone's spending, and to grow when everyone else is just showing off. The difference between the man who looks rich and the man who is rich. One performs for the crowd, the other prepares in silence. One buys his illusion, the other builds his legacy. Now ask yourself, who do you want to be? You know what's more dangerous than your enemies? It's not your competition. It's not the critics. It's not even the doubters in your life. The most dangerous voice is the one living inside your head. That toxic whisper that tells you're not enough. That mocking tone that laughs every time you try. That little chord of a voice that questions every damn thing you do. That is the voice that kills dreams silently. You don't need the world to break you. You're doing it to yourself every single day with the things you say when no one else is listening. I can't. I'm not good enough. It's too late. Do you think that's just talk? No. That's poison. That's self-sabotage in its most brutal form. And you're feeding it like it's your best friend. Do you realize how powerful your mind is? It believes what you tell it. It absorbs your words like concrete absorbs blood. So if all you ever speak to yourself is weakness, self-pity, fear, then what do you expect to become? If every time you look in the mirror, you see a failure instead of a fighter, that's what you live like, not because it's true, but because you accepted that lie. You keep beating yourself up for not being perfect, for making mistakes, for failing. But let me ask you this, who the hell told you that perfection was required? Who told you that stumbling wasn't part of the journey? You think the richest, most powerful people in the world haven't doubted themselves. They did. But the difference is they didn't let that voice dictate their destiny. They fought it, silenced it, replaced it. Let me break it to you like this. Every time you insult yourself in your mind, you're punching your future in the face. Every time you say, I'm not ready, you're shutting the door on an opportunity that could have changed your life. And don't give me that, but it's hard. Excuse. Of course it's hard. Growth is brutal. Transformation is painful. But it's even harder living in the prison of your own self-doubt. I've been there. I've looked in the mirror and seen someone who didn't believe he was enough. When I started, people laughed at me, called me too thin, too dark, too different. But the voice I had to silence wasn't theirs. It was mine. The voice that whispered, maybe they're right. That's the voice I declared war on. And you must too, if you ever want to be more than just a shadow of your own potential. You're not weak. You're not broken. You've just been talking to yourself like you hate yourself. Change the tone. Change the damn script. Stop calling yourself average. Stop saying you'll never make it. Stop repeating the lies you've heard from people who were too afraid to chase their own greatness. If they couldn't do it, that's their story, not yours. Start speaking like someone who believes. Start talking like someone who's dangerous. Because when you believe in yourself, truly, fully, no one can stop you. Not the critics, not the failure, not even failure stacked on failure. You get back up, you push, you evolve, and you dominate. But only if you stop poisoning your own roots. Self-talk isn't just words, it's a weapon. It can be your deadliest weakness or your greatest superpower. You choose. Speak like someone building an empire. Speak like a warrior rising from the dust. Speak like a future legend. Because if you keep speaking like a loser, don't be surprised when life treats you like one. Stop saying you're not capable. That's a damn lie. You are. You've got power in your soul, fire in your spirit, but you've buried it under years of mental garbage. Now it's time to clean house. Time to rewrite the script. From I can't to watch me. From I'm not enough to I'm bid for this. From what if I fail to what if I fly so high they can't even see me anymore. Speak with power. Speak with clarity. Speak with ruthless intent. Because every word you say to yourself shapes who you become. So if you're not saying something that fuels you, inspires you, ignites you, stop saying it, kill the noise, mute the weakness, and speak only the language of champions. You're not stuck, you're not cursed, you're just misprogrammed. And the most powerful thing you can do right now is rewrite the code in your mind. Start affirming your worth even when you don't feel it. Start calling yourself powerful even when you feel broken. Because feelings lie, but words reshape reality. Don't wait until you feel confident. Confidence is built by action and reinforced by words. Speak strength until your bones believe it. Speak power until your energy shifts. Speak glory until the universe starts to respond. Because it will, it always does. The way you speak to yourself becomes the script your life follows. So enough with the self-hate. Enough with the internal bullying. Enough with the emotional violence you inflict on yourself every day. You deserve better. You are better. But until you believe it, nothing changes. You want to be rich. You want the throne? Then you better start speaking like someone who owns it already. You better start commanding your mind like a king commands his army. You better start using your voice as a tool of creation, not destruction. Because the world won't give you more until you convince yourself you deserve more. The only difference between the person you admire and the person you are right now is how they speak to themselves. That's the secret. That's the pivot. You don't have to be smarter, richer, luckier. You just have to believe harder, speak bolder, act louder. The rest will catch up. So go ahead. Look in the mirror today and speak like a damn legend.